So we haven't had any luck on the fishing rod yet, but we've had our second catch with our makeshift crab trap. We've got one who we're gonna name Barney because he's covered in barnacles. Hey Barney! Oh, he's active. He's moving too fast. He had a good snack of the chicken. There he is, trying to escape.
Escape! I wonder what that means. It's funny. It's spelled just like the word escape. Let's go! Ah!
Hey Barney, what happened to your other claw, mate?
Mine?
He ate pretty much all the skin off the chicken. Barney, you eating my bait with only one claw, bruh? Well, Barney, you may only have one claw, but you sure are trying to escape this big bucket, aren't you? All the barnacles on his back are eating, like filter feeding, eating the stuff out of the water. So all the barnacles on Barney's back are still alive. You can see them eating. You can see they're like little feather fingers, sorta. So they're filtering food out of the water.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah, it's super crazy. So when they get big enough, you can actually eat barnacles.
It's so crazy.
Okay, let's measure Barney and send him back, or he's probably just big enough to keep.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sailing Instead, our story in 2 words. We are Jenna and Charlie, and together we are chasing our wildest dream, inspired by our first date, sailing on a lake in our home province of Alberta. With a new shared interest and wanderlust building, we decided now was the time to pursue an alternative lifestyle. We'd become full-time cruisers, living and traveling on our sailboat.
We found this rundown 30-foot sailboat from 1975, and for almost 2 years we worked tirelessly to make it our new tiny floating home. After 611 days and 2 more Canadian winters, we decided no more waiting. We would start our voyage and continue fixing the boat on the go. Come aboard and share in our adventure as we document everything along the way, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Well, we're having a weird sort of crabbing day. I don't know if the trap was actually laying in the sand, because when I hauled this trap up, the crab was actually on the bottom of the trap holding on and trying to eat the chicken. So he was on the outside and he didn't let go, so I got him onto the boat, but he's got no claws. Then we've got some sort of needlefish thing that we might use for bait. And then there's a little prawn right there. How crazy is that? We caught our first prawn. He's a big one, but he's clawless. At least the legs look like they got a lot of good meat in them. So that's 2 crabs for today. We also caught this needlefish, was in the trap. So we might be able to use him as bait and catch a proper salmon. Then we got these 2 snails. And this shrimp. I think he's a shrimp or a prawn, might be a spot prawn. A tiny little spot prawn. So these guys will all get let go. I don't think we can use them for bait, but it was just cool to see. It's our first sort of prawn, our first needlefish. I'm pretty sure that's a needlefish, but we can look it up as well. And then our second red rock crab. He's a big fella.
Wait, I thought that's the new one.
No, this is the big new one, and this is Barney. He's got no barnacles on him. He's got no claws, but his legs are big and full of meat. So his legs and the torso there will be quite a bit of meat, even though he doesn't have claws on him. We're anchored quite close to shore today. We stayed last night. We moved down from, we beached ourselves up north there, but we moved down and wanted to stay a little closer to shore, a little bit better protected. But we got a pretty low tide today, so we can see that we're in quite shallow water here. It's nice and clear, you can see the bottom. What's that? Yeah, we think we've got about a 6-foot draft, maybe 5.5 feet. but we're gonna just poke you underwater and have a look. What do you think? We got like a foot. So because we're in such shallow water, sand bottom with eelgrass here, I've been keeping my eyes out for crabs. And I just spotted one. Of course, when you turn away and get the camera, you lose sight of them. There we go. Just like new. Flippers I can clean in the ocean. The very tippy tip corner of our rudder is just touching the mud. So I'm gonna pull us forward a few feet on the road just to get us another foot of depth. Our depth finder keeps getting all this condensation in the screen, making it pretty difficult to read. We've already tried to fix it once, I think. When we first got it, before we were using it, I dropped it and the screen broke at the top, and I tried re-epoxying it, but obviously we didn't get an airtight seal, and now it's causing some air to get in there and to condensate. So we're going to take it apart again and see if we can get it sealed up proper, fixed up so it doesn't do that. We tried putting a little pack of silica in there. I thought it was helping, but it's pretty clear that it's not. So we'll try something different and hopefully we can get it to work so we can see it every day and not have to smash it or guess to try to clear some of the water. Okay. We've only ever had one other neighbor here at Henry Bay. So today is the second. It looks like they're just heading to shore with their dinghy. Looks like it, but his motor just died, so looks like he's trying to restart her. Looks like all of our chicken bait's been eaten. We let it soak overnight just to see. The problem is they can get out once they get in, but we got this new critter here, which is like a underwater centipede looking thing. Kinda creepy. Every so often on a beautiful sunny day, we have to turn some of that hard working solar energy into computer energy. We try to do, well, we're working towards dumping our cameras every day, but it's just not realistic right now. So every 3 to 7 days, we're trying to offload all of our cameras onto this hard drive. So this morning I've just set up to dump the DJI Osmo. We'll copy all of its footage from the last time onto our Sailing Instead hard drive here, which still has 3.3 terabytes free. So we've just started filling this one. It's a 4 terabyte hard drive. And the last offload was March 23 to 31 at Henry Bay, Comox, Royston, and now we're into 2 weeks. So yeah, we haven't done an offload in about 2 weeks. We had a week of visit time with my parents, and things just kind of slowed down. So here we are playing catch up still and again. This one, open a new window. So we've got a few cameras we're using. We're going to try to offload as much footage as we can today. We've got the DJI Osmo, we've got the GoPro, which I'm shooting on now. We've got my phone, we've got Jenna's phone, and we've got Jenna's Apex cam, which is like another GoPro. I think that's it. We're not shooting anything these days with the drone because the GPS chip is broken and we haven't found a replacement for that. And yeah, more cameras, more work sometimes. The other part I think we've already talked about when you're filmmaking and traveling is keeping your batteries charged. So days that we can use solar to charge up these battery packs and the solar on the boat to keep our house batteries charged. Right now I'm running the computer, and we can charge the computer battery and then unplug the computer and use its battery while the batteries charge again, and then kind of alternate on and off. We don't have to run the motor for any of these smaller loads. We are still running the motor for cooking, however, because it uses quite a bit of amps.